We are live. Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, how are you, Jennifer?
Great. How are you today?
Doing great.
Excellent. So I am here today with Jimmy Burgess of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services and the host. I love your podcast, Real Estate Sales Podcast. Yes. And author and blah, blah, blah. You do everything.
Well, thank you. I'm excited to be here. We got some stuff for people this morning I think it's going to help. It's helped me, so I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. So we were going to talk about digital farming. Can you explain what that is and kind of how you, just tell us all the stuff.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, obviously one of the core foundations of our business is generating listings, and farming is the basis of a lot of that. And so although that had been something I'd done my entire career, there was this one time I had this listing on this little condo, and I had gotten an email from one of the owners, and basically she just had forwarded me the email from the HOA saying they were going to pave the parking lot. Well, I start looking at this email that she had forwarded, and the HOA had not blind copied. They had put the name, unit number, and the email address. I said, "Ooh, y'all should have given that to me."
That happened to me one time because I was an investor before, like a wholesaler before I was a realtor, and that happened to me one time. Somebody sent me their entire buyer list accidentally, and I was like, I mean, what are you gonna do?
I know.
What an opportunity, Jimmy.
That's exactly right. That was a gift from above. So we'll take it. So what I did literally is I took that email list, I put it in. Let me just say this. When I say digital farming, the last thing I'm talking about is spamming people. It's absolutely not that. But I'm going to tell you the strategy I use. I have had 0 complaints throughout this and only thank yous from the people. And so I'm going to give you exactly what I did. I took that group, I put them into MailChimp, just a free, ability just to put those in one place. Started doing monthly emails to that group. Now, the critical part of this, and one of the reasons I think I got, the industry averages are about 18% open rates. Now, this is cold emails to people that didn't know me to start with. I was getting 75% open rates. Now, here's the kicker on this. It's the subdivision name, sales update for whatever month it is. Okay. By doing that, super particular to this one owner. And in our case, this condo happened to be mostly out of town owners. So that even is a little gas on the fire, if you can imagine, because they're not necessarily there all day, every day. So I started sending these out. Basically what I did is I took a picture in the neighborhood. Whatever it would be recognizable. It was the welcome sign at the front of the neighborhood. It could be the pool. It could be amenity, whatever it is. And then I went to Canva and I put that in there. And then I went to Google, super easy, and Googled in the images portion, the play button for YouTube. It's it is literally the most enticing thing on the internet right now. Took that and I put that as the cover picture on the top of this email I sent to people. Then what I did is I used BombBomb. You can use Zoom just like what we're doing today or whatever. I recorded a screen going over the active pending solds for the neighborhood, in this case for that condominium, for that month. And then what I did it was literally 3 to 4 minutes. I didn't even ask them if they wanted to sell. All I did is just give value. Hey, this is Jimmy Burgess. I just wanted to give you an update on some of the sales activity we've seen in June. This past month, we had these come on the market. We have these that are currently under contract and these that have sold. Explained a little bit about what was going on in the market. If I had a specific buyer, I would say, hey, if you don't mind, keep it in mind. I've got a specific buyer that missed out on the multiple offer over there. They're really excited to be a part of this neighborhood. And if you know of any of your neighbors, please let me know. I don't even ask them if they're doing it. And then in the same way that I would do if you're writing, if you notice the most effective pieces that people write, people are. So what I would do is I would have bold underneath the video portion, and that was just hyperlinked. When I said I had that picture, that was just hyperlinked wherever you want to host that video. And then what I did in that written portion, it would be the monthly update. It would be one paragraph. The next one was new to the market this month, and it would be one paragraph. Then it would be one's currently under contract, one paragraph. Sold this month, one paragraph. Then the next and last line would be simply this. If you're curious, and then that was the bold part, okay? And then it would simply just say, if you're curious about what your value would bring, it'd take me less than 5 minutes to walk through your place. I can get you that free, no obligation update on where your values are. Now, Jen, this was something where I'll be honest. The first couple I sent out, I was like, oh, nothing.
I was about to ask you, how long did it take?
The third month, I got my first listing. And then that, Jennifer, it was literally like a friggin' ATM. Every single month, somebody was calling me either with a friendly family member or friend that was wanting to buy in there, or they were curious about their value where I could build the relationship and I listed something. And so it was just like, it just became something where it was every month. Now, here's the, you may be sitting there going, well, gosh, I didn't get the email list. I don't have that opportunity. So nobody sent. Emails are pretty much available right now. Now, let me tell you a couple ways to start with this. The first place is start with your own neighborhood. Odds are there's an owner list in your own neighborhood. Become the neighborhood expert in your own neighborhood, right? Start in your own backyard. Get that list. Second place, and we did this pretty effectively, if you've got a great client in your farm area specifically that you're already farming, ask them if they have an owner list and tell them what you're doing. Just say, hey, listen, I just want to add value. I'm never going to, spam anybody, but if you've got a copy of that, I'd love to take a look at it. Most good clients will do that. And last but not least, we're using Truth Finder, which is an app you can buy, which does a background check, has pretty accurate email addresses. You've got a number of other different places out there. Cole Realty Resource gives you email addresses for primary residents. You may know of some others, but this is a great way.
7 gives you emails too.
So Vulcan 7, I know you do some stuff with them. And I mean, in reality, here's the thing. The biggest thing is just start taking action and start adding value. Don't jam these people with this, because then the next, you're doing once a month, you're giving an update. But then you also, when you get that first listing, hey, just want to let you guys know that I'm getting ready to bring this to the market. Want to make sure all the neighbors get a chance to choose their next neighbor. Please of anybody. And we're double siding a lot of those. So it gives you an opportunity really to start building that. The consistency is the key though.
That's like with everything though, right? I mean, that's the thing. Yeah. But I think farming is a really, really good way. And it had seemed like it had died off, right? And then now it's back in full force. It's a great way to get listings. It's a great way to find sellers for your buyers, things like that, buyers for your sellers, all that.
Jennifer, I'll tell you also, the biggest thing for me with all of this, with the consistency of the emails, is it costs you $0. Right. When I'm farming, and I still, we're still promoting that. I mean, I think this should be supplemental with, and you want to really add some gas to fire. Start sending mailers and this,
door knocking and circle prospecting around the listing when it goes active, when it goes pending, when it sells, like all that. Plus this, you'll be the neighborhood expert in no time.
In no time, because, I was saying it took me 3 months. I didn't do that with those. I didn't follow up. I mean, it was not a place that I was really working to farm. Right. This just kind of fell in my lap. Well, then after that, then I began to get very focused on it. Right. And you can be a market expert in less than 3 months with calls, mailers, and emails.
I would say though, plan for like 2 years. Just like have your plan built out for 2 years of consistent messaging month over month, then you'll be good to go. And then have a farm area is like 300 to 500 addresses. Is that what you think too? Something like that?
Absolutely. And what we're really trying to do more of now, listen, start where you're at. But when you really start doing this, is we're trying to take on and do a 9-month run with the same type of verbiage, same type of postcards, same type of emails, just differing the numbers for 3 different farm potential areas. And we can do that another time where we talk about what to look for in a farm, but then we see which ones begin to have traction. And what we do is we're almost like we're playing 3 hands of blackjack. If this hand's hot, we're putting it all in on this one. And so we'll shift around to find the ones that are most effective. But I know it's the law of averages. Listen, you this, you know what I mean? You get the wrong place and then there's nobody moving out, and you've a time when that was just seasonally not the place to be. It can take years. But if you find a hot hand, just really get after it. It would be.
I agree with you so much. And it's like, it was really that simple. So let me just pull out what you said that you did. So you narrowed it down to a specific area, like the condo area that you had. So 300 to 500 condos. You took a picture of several of the amenities or the buildings or whatever, so that it was recognizable that this is their place. You put the YouTube button, and you can use Canva for that. And if people don't know how to do that, like certainly they can reach out to one of us. It's really not hard. Or they can ask somebody. Most people a lot of people know how to do it. Then you did a 3-minute video each month on the active pending, just a market update there. And if you had any clients that were looking, but like that was it. I mean, that's it.
That is it. And then you just basically, what it does is it gives you, where I'm at here on the Gulf Coast. I mean, you got to get in the water to catch a wave.
Right.
So if we're communicating out there to the people, we are positioning ourselves that when the questions come, we're top of mind.
Right.
And this at no cost, literally, once you get your template set,
Yep.
it's just like else. The hard work's on the front. Once I had that template set,
It's
literally
easy.
just change the just do a new Canva picture, record my video, change the numbers in the email, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And literally something that once we had the template in place, now it's just, are you going to be disciplined enough to do this every month? Are you going to be disciplined enough to be consistent, even when it seems like, okay, it's month 3, what the heck's going on? Most people quit right before they hit the goal, so to speak. So it's really just a matter of being consistent, trusting that process.
But you can also set up in your MLS like a saved search for yourself where you're getting the information. That way you always feel up to date and you don't feel like you're having to backtrack. Like you can just say what's going on. We do that anyway for the ones that we've sold that we want to stay in touch with, you know what I mean? Or the areas we want to farm, because it is a really good way. That way it's automatic. You don't have to think about it.
Every single person that responds back to the email, even if it's just thank you, we and have them on a search for their own community then. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate the feedback. Just so you know, I'm going to set it up as automated process. It's going to let you know each week what's happening in the neighborhood. If it's coming, you want to change the frequency or it's something you're not interested in, just let me know. Again, thanks for the feedback. It just continues to drive those roots in that relationship deeper and deeper. Which is ultimately, people talk about us being in the real estate business. In reality, we're in the relationship business. And so the quick and the more value you can add to people and build those relationships, the better your business is going to be and grow. So this is one of those ways, pretty easy to automate, a little bit of front end. It's
really easy to automate.
But I will say this, that work you're doing on the front end, I mean, it is literally amazing to me how quickly you can become the neighborhood expert and how much business you can get just from this one little strategy.
Exactly. I love it. Well, thank you for sharing with us. And if people want, if they have a referral for you in Florida, or they want to learn more about your coaching and the things that you do, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Yeah, so you can I'm pretty easy to find. I'm one of those unanonymous people. If you go on Google, you can find me. But my email address is jimmyburgessrealtor@gmail.com. As you know, I mean, thanks for being such a great guest on the Real Estate Sales Podcast. And on YouTube, we've got about 200 videos that are there for training as well. So thank you.
Your name?
But yes, it is. If you just go to YouTube and you punch in Jimmy Burgess, it should pop up, hopefully. There's not a lot of out there. So
you're one of a kind, Jimmy.
Well, thank you. I agree. You are too. So.
Well, I appreciate you being on. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Have a great day.